For this recipe, I'm going to be doing a pretty classic Chinese, classic steamed fish, really. It's steamed whole rockfish, and pretty much all the species of rockfish are good for this. What you need to do is pick one that actually fits in your steamer. So this one is about like maybe 2 pounds to 1.5, 2 pounds or so. Steamed whole fish is kind of like a traditional Chinese New Year dish. The word fish in Chinese is called yu, which means fish, and of course there's also another, it rhymes or actually sounds like another word called yu, which is the word for having more than enough or prosperity. So during Chinese New Year, it's very, very typical to have actually a whole steamed fish, and it has to be whole because it has to be complete. But it's also great for, you know, really every day. So whenever Chinese people go out for a meal, a whole fish is pretty much, you know, something that we always have. So it's really easy. What you want to do is actually dry the fish itself, because you want to get rid of as much moisture as you want. So a dressed fish that's already been gutted and so on and scaled is a good place to start. And if you want to, you can always get your fishmonger to actually do this for you. This fish is a little bit long for the steamer, so I'm going to just cut the end of the tail off, but retaining just that little part of it. And then I'm going to give it a quick score, and this will sort of go through almost to the bone, and this will actually help it cook a little bit better. And another thing is also I'm going to be rubbing it with a little bit of salt, just to give it a bit of pre-seasoning. This scoring will actually help that. So just a bit of salt rubbed into the slits here, turn it around, do the same thing here, and then a little bit in the cavity. So you can leave that for about, let's say, 10 minutes, and then you can brush most of the salt off, for example. Now to prep the plate for the steamer, what we want to do is actually pound a few green onions. And the reason why we're pounding it is because this way it releases the flavor and adds a bit more flavor to the fish. And you line the dish itself with the green onions. Trick is so that the flavor of the green onion actually infuses into the fish once we get started. So I'm going to also add some ginger on top of the fish, just like this. And the ginger is just sliced into matchsticks, and then we're going to put it in the steamer. Steamer is nice and hot. This fish is a little bit big, so we're going to have to fit it in. And this will steam for about 8 to 10 minutes, and we're ready, and then we're going to finish it with a soy sauce and stock sauce that goes right on top of it. So it's about a minute before the fish actually finishes, and what we're going to do is make the sauce. Now the sauce has about 2 tablespoons of oil. Just canola oil, vegetable oil is fine. About a teaspoon or 2 of sesame oil to add a little bit more flavor. And then some light soy sauce. This one happens to be a Japanese soy sauce, which I like because it has a kind of a fresher kind of flavor. And a bit of chicken stock. Chicken stock out of a can is actually good. In fact, I'm going to add a tiny bit more chicken stock. And then a pinch of sugar. And all you do is just let it come to a boil. So it needs to be kind of sizzling like this. We want to be transferring the fish, hopefully intact. So sprinkle a bit more green onions on top. And this green onions, again, is just very, very thinly sliced. And then just pour this kind of evenly right over top of it. So there it is, whole rockfish steamed with ginger and scallions. And it's a really easy recipe, and it's delicious.